Before we get into this big bill, let's talk about this right here. This is awesome. We were doing this partnership with Multi-Service Fuel Card where we want to basically nominate a driver. You can nominate yourself. And we went to the truck stops, giving away some care packages. And this driver here got nominated and asked for a shout out. He says here, Chris Black. Right. It says, hey, Alex, got my kit. My old lady and grandma nominated me for it. It is awesome. I effing love it. Thanks for allowing them to nominate me. Coolest thing since I got my CDL. I mean, how cool is that, right? I want to show a picture here, so that you guys can see my guy, Chris Black. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Major shout outs to you. This is the least I could do. You are a superstar. And like he said, could you give me a shout out? And I'm like, hell yeah. So this is awesome. If you like to nominate somebody, links down in the descriptions. Hopefully you get your kit as well. So let's get into today's video. For all the carriers and owner operators out there, thank you for using checkmyload.com, where we're just crowdsourcing all the carriers and owner operators that aren't getting paid. If you haven't gotten paid in 45, 65 days, you're calling the broker. They will not pick up the phone. They've left you on red and just ghosted you. There needs to be a place of accountability, right? So that's why we created checkmyload.com. You can report this situation. Now, here's a broker that's been reported a lot of times. Okay. So that broker's name is HTS Logistics, USDOT number 2438325. Okay. Just putting it out there. MC 837570. This carrier right here says they're owed $1,100. It's been 83 days. Says that they did a load November 29th, 2025. They've been calling the broker. No response, not getting anything. I've had over 5 other carriers call me, email me and say, hey, Alex, we're not getting paid by HTS Logistics. So just letting you know, HTS Logistics has problems. And don't feel like if you're an owner operator, it's been 60, 70, 80 days, you haven't been paid. Let other carriers know. Come to checkmyload.com, report it, let it know so that when other drivers go and look up this USDOT number, it's going to have a record of how many people reported that they haven't been paid. It could save another carrier. That's all we ask. So thank you for that. Thanks for checking out checkmyload.com. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into it. This would be an extreme win for carriers and small fleets owner operators out there. This is something that I think you guys should get behind for sure. This is a bill that if it goes through will definitely help crack down on double brokering. Right. So this bill is aimed to stop double brokering and freight fraud and has officially reached the U.S. Senate floor for consideration. So now what's happening here is the Household Good as Shipping Consumer Protection Act would restore the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's authority to directly fine unauthorized brokers. Now, the power of the agency actually lost this in a 2019 court ruling. So if this bill passed, FMCSA would no longer have to rely on Department of Justice to pursue many of these civil penalties. And this means that there will be faster enforcement against double brokering schemes that scam carriers out of payments, right? And so this is big right here. Let me go into a couple of these things, and this is why this is so important, right? So first off, FMCSA actually had to refer cases to the Department of Justice. And when they had to do that, that slowed down their enforcement, right? So many of these fraudsters and scammers out there kept operating while these cases were dragged on. Now, let me give you a difference from what this bill is and how it operates now versus what will happen if this bill passes, right? So faster fines, less delays, more immediate action against double brokers. So here's the thing of the past, bad actors in this would shut down one MC and then start another one. We talk about that all the time. Like, Alex, it's great what you're doing, but at the end of the day, they're just going to shut down and open back up. But in this case right here, it's going to make it harder. So another thing they would do is, they would shut down and then open a new company under a different name. And they would use their relatives or associates as the new listed owner, right? That's how they would get away with it. Now, what's new here is that now applicants must disclose these things. 1 is shared ownership, 2 is shared management, and 3 is even like family member relationships within 3 years. That specifically targets the Phoenix company problem. That's what they call it, right? So here's another thing. Previously, some brokers operated with just P.O. boxes or virtual addresses. Now, under this bill, you would have to have a real physical business address and would be required for operating authority, right? So that would make it a lot harder for them to disappear overnight. Now, here's the other difference. States would be allowed to keep penalties they collect for enforcing federal statutes. So this creates an incentive for more local enforcement, more investigations. In the past, enforcement was more centralized and extremely slow. So overall, just to recap on this, right? Before, enforcement was extremely reactive. It was slow because anytime there was a double broker situation, they would have to say, hey, this isn't our jurisdiction, right? We have to send this over to the Department of Justice to process this. And what this would do is it would just create loopholes for allowing repeat offenders, right? So now, if this passed, this will be faster at FMCSA to push and they can actually do something about it. Harder for them to hide their ownership, right? Harder to reopen under new names and more coordinated enforcement out there. So, this right here is a very positive thing. We need this right here. And so, if you say you care about trucking, you care about what's going on, pay attention to this bill that's coming out. And I will definitely be updating you guys on this. I think this is extremely important, and this is great news. We need this to pass. Just want to give you guys a PSA here. We've been hearing all this cartel-related violence in parts of Mexico has caused temporary highway disruptions. And if you're running cross-border freight, double check your routes and stay in contact with your dispatcher. As of now, there's no widespread shutdowns or anything like that, but just want you guys to be aware of what's going on. I mean, this situation right here, as I'm watching it unfold, is just crazy, and so definitely let me know if you are doing any loads near the bordering states and near this situation, because it's just, when I saw it, I have friends that are out there right now vacationing in Mexico and they can't get back. It is completely scary, but definitely just want to put that PSA out there.
What's up, boss? Hey, man, multi-service fuel card, wanted to hook it up, bro. Sometimes I have these partnerships, they want to plug some stuff. So I was like, I'll only do it if I could give free stuff to truckers,
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, man.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
pleasure, brother. Pleasure, man.
Oh, yeah. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I appreciate you so much.